101.3 MyFM, broadcasting live from the heart of it all. This is Tyler Lawton with your morning show. Today on the show, I got Cindy Miller, the director of the Unlikely Strummers band, and we're here to talk about their performance for the Holliston America 250 celebration, where it's going to be a free concert on June 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. over at the Blair Square for Holliston's 250th anniversary celebration for the United States of America. Cindy, it's a huge pleasure to have you here on the show, and I'm excited to talk to you all about this upcoming performance you guys got going on.
Hey, Tyler, thanks so much. It's great to be here.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you here too, and I'm excited to talk all about the Unlikely Strummers band because you guys have a very rich history, and that's sort of the first thing that I want to touch on here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the history behind the band and how you guys sort of found your comeuppance?
Oh, well, sure. Yeah, it's been an interesting story. We started in this very, let's say, unlikely way. I was giving lessons at an unlikely story in Plainville, the bookstore,
I love that
and
bookstore.
yeah, and it's a great place, and it's such a terrific place to teach. And they got a call from one of the local farmers markets saying, "Hey, we heard you had ukuleles there, and wouldn't it be fun to have them play at the farmers market if they'd like to do that?" And that didn't sound like something I wanted to say no to. So, so I got some of my students and every other ukulele player I could think of to come out and play this gig at the farmers market. And it just kind of took off from there. I think we had maybe 8 people at that very first gig. And here we are coming up on the beginning of our 10th year. So we've
Wow.
grown a lot since then, and we've been really busy since then, too.
That's incredible. And in case people haven't followed up on your 10-year journey or maybe going down to Holliston 250 to listen to you guys for the first time, how would you describe sort of your music style and what maybe people can expect from one of your first major performances for the Holliston 250?
We play pretty much everything. There are certain types of music that folks expect from ukuleles. We get a lot of requests for tiny bubbles and do you play something Hawaiian and tiptoe through the tulips and things like that. But we play everything from 1960s rock, the Monkees and the Beatles and Herman's Hermits and all that, all the way through to Cyndi Lauper and Santana. And we've got a killer arrangement of Under Pressure, Queen and David Bowie.
Well, that's got to be my
And
favorite right away.
yeah, and we play some sticks and all of that. So we pretty much run the gamut of if it's music, we play it.
Well, I love the amount of versatility that you guys have, and I can imagine that this is going to translate into an amazing performance. Now, you've been performing at community events all throughout Massachusetts throughout your 10-year tenure. How much does community involvement mean to you and your guys' band?
It's huge. It's probably the biggest reason that we do what we do. Music makes people happy. The ukulele makes people happy. It's really hard to listen to this little instrument play almost anything and not smile and tap your toes or want to dance. And it's so important to us to be able to give back. There are some folks of us in the group who have played music all our lives, but an awful lot of the folks in the group came to the ukulele as, full-blown adults, over 50 adults, and wanted to be musical and wanted to do something like that. And being able to go out and play for people and share that fun and share that joy and pick up people's days a little bit is really huge for us.
Well, I gotta say, listening to a ukulele performance, it's just something away that the instrument sounds. It just really makes you want to just like skip around on the trail and just have a feel good day. And I love the fact that it's sort of brought a bunch of adults together to sort of make your band what it is today. And obviously, this is a major stepping stone for you guys. You guys are going to be performing for the Holliston America 250 celebration on June 27th. What does that invitation mean to you and your band?
Well, it means so much to us because we've played, I think it's probably about 5 years now that we've played for the first night celebration on the rail trail. And Holliston audiences have always been so great. People gather on the trail and bunch up and clog the trail and dance and listen and sing along. And we've had so much fun with Holliston. We can't wait to do that on a bigger scale.
Yeah, and I can imagine the vibes over in Holliston when everyone's hearing your wonderful ukulele performances. Everyone's going to absolutely love it. It's a perfect way to celebrate America 250 over in Holliston. I also wanted to mention too, Cindy, when I was looking over at your website, it also mentioned that the Unlikely Strummers also offers ukulele lessons. And I wanted to ask you, how exactly do these lesson plans work, and how can someone maybe get involved if they'd like to learn how to play the ukulele?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Because I'm the one that teaches those lessons. And I'm still teaching Add an Unlikely Story. And I cycle through a beginner session and then a follow up 6 week, like beginner two session. And we run those a few times a year. And if folks want to either check with the bookstore, check with me on through our website, or just keep an eye on the bookstore's event page, it's always advertised. And they're a lot of fun. Usually they're groups of between 10 and 20 folks, and they're all adult learners, and everybody just gets together and laughs and learns ukulele.
Yeah, well, you mentioned before that you guys are going all about, you're always busy doing events, and I wanted to ask if someone wanted to sort of follow up with all the events that the Unlikely Strummers band is doing, how can they maybe stay in tune? Is there a website that they could visit?
There is. There's our website, which is unlikelystrummers.weebly.com, or our Facebook page. We're really active on Facebook and post a lot of, gig photos, and our events page I tend to keep populated about a month out. And we post videos there. We've got a little bit on YouTube. So yeah, folks can find us all over the internet.
That's perfect. You're leaving the digital footprint and absolutely love it. And you're definitely going to be leaving your footprint for the Holliston America 250 event. Once again, they'll be performing on June 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. over at the Blair Square. Make sure you bring a chair or a blanket to stay comfortable so you can listen to some of the greatest tunes from the Unlikely Strummers with the ukulele. And for more information, just like what Cindy said, you can check out their website at unlikelystrummers.weebly.com. Once again, that's unlikelystrummers.weebly.com. And if you missed part of this interview and you're just tuning in, well, no worries. You can re-listen to it at any time. If you go on to myfmtoday.com, once you get onto that website, you can click on the tab that says MyFM on demand. It'll direct you to our SoundCloud page where you can re-listen to all of the interviews that we do with local community members, music artists, and so much more. But anyways, it's going to be an incredible performance at Holliston with the Unlikely Strummers. You don't want to miss it. And Cindy, can't wait to hear about all the success from your performance in Holliston. So thank you so much for coming on to the show today.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Tyler, and thanks to Holliston for having us.